A torn or broken CV boot is a common issue that if ignored, it can lead to expensive repairs. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you how to replace a CV axle boot on a 2011 Toyota RAV4. And this applies to any RAV4 from this generation. This nut, we have to remove it. And it has a tab, as you can see, that is bent into the CV axle groove. Let's take care of that now. If you don't have what I'm using, use a flathead screwdriver. Always remember to double check that your car is securely lifted with jack stands before working underneath. Safety is key. While you are working in this area, it is a good time to inspect your brakes, rotors, and suspension components. If you see excessive wear or damage, consider addressing those too. At this point, your CV axle should be free to move. If it's not moving, place the nut back in the CV axle and gently tap on it. Now we need to take the brake line out of the way as well as the speed sensor cable. I remember the first time I tackled a job like this, it felt a bit intimidating, but once you break it down step by step, it's not as complicated as it may seem. If you've ever replaced a CV boot before, let me know in the comments how it went for you. I'd love to hear your tips or any challenges you run into. By replacing just the boot instead of the entire axle, you're saving at least $200 in parts alone, not to mention the cost of the labor at the shop. If you catch the broken boot early, please don't replace the entire axle. Toyota makes a good quality axles that you are not going to find in the aftermarket. Now, if the boot was broken for a long time and the axle is already making noises, then you got no other choice. Go ahead and replace the axle. Last but not least, this one right here is the speed sensor. Let's go ahead and take care of that. Let's remove it. If you are getting some value from this video, please consider subscribe for more similar content. Now that we got everything out of the way, let's go ahead and remove these two big bolts. This can be a bit tight, just be patient, and we are gonna be using a 22mm to do that. If this seems like a lot of steps, don't worry, take your time and you'll get it done. Once you have done it once, it is much easier the next time. If you have done everything up to this moment, let me tell you that you have accomplished 50% of the job. Congratulations on getting this far and not being a quitter. Look how bad this CV axle boot was. Good thing the axle itself was not damaged, it was good, so we're gonna go ahead and replace just the boot and save the axle, because like Toyota, there is no other. Locate the inner boot and aim for the big ring, not the small one, and we're gonna go ahead and cut it. Keeping a healthy boot is critical. The CV boot protects the joint from dirt, moisture, and debris, while keeping grease inside. If the boot fails, the grease leaks out, and the joints wear down quickly. After cutting that metal ring, carefully remove the axle out of the car. As you can see, in my case, I still have plenty of grease on it, so it is a decent amount of grease that still was inside the boot and inside the CV axle itself. It is a good time to inspect for metal shaving to see if the axle was getting any damage for not having enough grease. If you don't see that, you're good to go. Now take the axle to a safe location where you can replace the boot, and the first thing we're gonna be doing is cutting the ring and then the old boot. Tears in the boot are the most common reason for CV axle failure. They usually happen due to wear and tear, road debris, and harsh driving conditions. With the old boot out of the way, go ahead and clean everything. A CV axle can last between 70,000 and 130,000 miles if the boot is intact and the joint is well lubricated. However, exposure to the elements can shorten its lifespan. I'm using a knife to remove the compression clip. Make sure to place it on a secure location since we are going to reuse it. Warning, be very careful when removing this bearing set. We want to put it back in the same position it was on the axle. Why? I don't know, you tell me. Now I'm flipping the axle to begin removing the other boot by first cutting the ring and then the boot. If you ever wonder what are the symptoms of a failing CV axles, you'll often hear a clicking noise when turning, especially at low speeds, or you might feel vibrations in the steering wheel while driving. Now with a clean axle, let's begin with the installation on the first boot. And make sure the CV axle boot fits onto that groove that you see on the CV axle. something like that. Your CV axle boot kit should have come with a set of rings. Right now I will be installing those. Having the right tool makes the difference. If you don't have a clamping tool for this ring, you can get a rental at your auto store, or if you have a clamp like this, like mine, the one that I'm using, you can use it too. What I'm using is a plumbing clamp tool for plex pipes since I don't have the right tool. In moments like this, ingenuity, it's crucial. You know what time it is? Lubrication time. Your kit should have come with this bag of grease. Just pour all of it inside the boot and leave the rest to the centrifugal force. One common mistake is overpacking the boot with grease or not using enough. Be sure to use the amount recommended in your repair kit for the best result, and use only CV grease that is rated for the CV axle, nothing else. Now that we got this CV boot installed and secured, let's go ahead and begin with the other one. And the process is very similar. Basically, all you have to do is almost the same steps that we did on the previous one. Place the clamp, slide the boot in, and secure the boot. This side is the one that we remove the bearing set from it. Keep that in mind. If you are getting some value from this video, please consider subscribe for more similar content. Now remember, same position, we took that bearing set out of the CV axle. That is exactly the same position how we are gonna place it back. At this point, you already know the drill. Get the grease, pour it inside the boot. Remember that clip? We're putting it back, and since I don't have any fancy tools, I got a needle nose plier. I did file down the tips just a little bit so I can use it to place this clip back into the groove. Did you know that CV axle was originally designed to handle the unique challenges of front-wheel drive cars? It allows the wheels to turn and move up and down over bumps while maintaining a smooth power delivery, which wasn't possible with other drive systems. Now back to the car. Place the ring, the last one, first, and then slide the CV axle into place. After that, we're gonna be securing that boot, that inner boot, into the other part of the CV axle that was connected to the transmission in the car. Now with the inner part of the CV axle in place, slide the other part of the CV axle into the wheel bearing, and let's begin to put everything back. We're gonna hold it in place by using one of the bolts that we removed. Now connecting this inner clamp could be a bit tricky, could be somehow complicated. I end up replacing that clamp with a different one, as you are gonna see on the video. So far it's working excellent, it's been working really good. It's been more than a month since I did this job and everything is working flawlessly. The space is really tight, just be careful, take your time, and everything should be good. After the installation is complete, as always, it is a good idea to have a look, make sure everything is fine, make sure everything is looking good, and you have everything connected in the right way, the right position, with the right amount of force. We don't want to cause any other trouble, any other problems than the issue that we were already working on. Placing the brake line and the speed sensor cable bracket back in place is a bit tricky. Just make sure it is in the right way. One time I was helping a neighbor who noticed grease splattered all over the inside of his wheel. At first he thought it was just some oil from the road, but when we looked closer, we saw the CV boot had a big tear and grease was leaking out every time the car moved. He had no idea what it was. Luckily we caught it early enough to just replace the boot instead of the whole axle, like we are doing right here in this video. It was a good reminder that always take a quick look under the car when doing routine maintenance, because you don't know, it can save you from costly repairs later. And we're almost done here. Make sure all these bolts are connected, are tied down to the right specifications. For the torque, nothing crazy, not too much, not too little. And don't forget to reconnect the speed sensor. That's the one that you are seeing. That's the last one that I'm connecting actually, by the way. Make sure you connect that in place, otherwise you could have some problems. You could have some lights or something going on that we don't want that. Now it's the time to place that axle nut back in, and the torque for this should be around 180 foot-pounds. Keep that in mind. When installing the axle nut back in place, remember that it has a tab that we have to bend into the axle groove. Don't forget about that. I'm gonna be using this tool that you see me using right here. You can use anything. You can use a flat-headed screwdriver, anything that you got available to make that tab bend into the groove. Don't forget that. It's very important that you do that. And that's it. You have successfully replaced the CV boot on your Toyota RAV4. By catching this earlier, you have saved yourself a lot of money and extended the life of your CV joint. I hope this step-by-step guide made the process clear and easy to follow. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel. Don't forget to subscribe for more DIY car repair tutorials. Have any questions or tips of your own? Drop them in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.